Okay gang, it's Chris and we are in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. We're in the town of Lincoln and we're about to get on the Kancamangus Highway, New Hampshire Highway 12, and I'm excited. This is going to be epic. Lincoln is a ski town, home of Loon Mountain, that I've skied at many times when I was in my 20s, when I was a much younger man. I am certain that I haven't been to Lincoln in a long time, but I'm sure it's much more developed than it was way back then. But we're not here to ski. One, because it's July. Two, because it's 88 degrees out according to the Spyder. It's 81 according to the Garmin GPS. We're here to ride the famed Kancamangus Highway, or the Kank. Oh, that looks pretty cool. This is one of those days where we're not going to be on high speeds on the Kancamangus, so this is one of those days. Now that's a different looking Hampton Inn. Not quite the lodge feel of the one in Lake Placid, but it's different from the standard cookie cutter Hampton Inn. And of course there's an ice cream spot there. But we're not going to be at highway speeds on the Kancamangus, that's for sure. And I'd really like to take off my mesh jacket and my mesh summer weight gloves. But my problem is it's almost noon, the sun is high, and I would get scorched. We're going to be on this road for about an hour, and I don't want to be without shelter from the sun for an hour. I'd also take my helmet off because New Hampshire's a state where you don't need a helmet. The state doesn't require you to wear a helmet. They do require you to wear eyewear. Now I spot a cool looking resort off to our right here. But the problem is if I took my helmet off, one, my head would get, oh, that's neat. I think that's new. I don't recall that being there when I would come skiing at Loon Mountain. But I don't know that for sure. If you're familiar with Lincoln, if you're a skier, if you're familiar with Loon Mountain, let me know. Is that a new resort? But the problem is if I took my helmet off, my GoPro is mounted to the helmet. Now at some point I am going to wrestle with, do I add a second helmet, second camera? Right now I've got the, first person point of view camera, which is this look, which I like. It's like you're riding the Spyder, you're riding with me, only you're not really a passenger, you're the driver, the rider, because you're right up front. And I like that. But so many motovloggers, not just Spyder motovloggers of all stripes, have multiple camera angles. A common one is like right here, aimed at the rider. So on occasion I can switch to that and you'd be kind of looking at me. So we'd be talking to each other and you're no longer the rider. The problem is, I think that it involves a lot of complexity when it comes to editing, and I like simplicity, so we're going to stick with the current format. I am intrigued by those 360 cameras. Oh, some Spyders, awesome, cool. I'm intrigued by the 360 cameras, but I imagine that is a real nightmare to edit, but I don't know that for sure. But I'm nowhere near pulling the trigger on doing anything like that. When I'm ready to do that, I will bring it up with you and see what you think. Okay, so we're pulling away from Lincoln. We must have passed Loon Mountain. It's off on the right, and I can't believe I passed it without pointing it out, but it looks like we're in the boonies now. This is one of those situations where it's been so... Brake for moose. Oh, we need to see a moose. Please God, have a moose kind of almost on cue walk right across in front of the Spyder, or a black bear. A white-tailed deer would suffice. But this road is one of those roads that's been so long since I've ridden it. We're going to be on it for almost an hour, and I don't know where the good parts are, where the not so good parts are. Oh, is this Loon Mountain? Oh, this is Loon Mountain. So of course that makes perfect sense. There wouldn't be a lot of traffic coming into Loon Mountain today because you can't ski. They have summer activities, but let's face it, people who go to Loon Mountain go to ski, and so the congestion was back in town in Lincoln. Okay, that all makes sense. So now you got to see Loon Mountain, which is right there. The trees are kind of blocking the ski hills, but I can see them. Okay, so let's get to work. So back to the challenge with editing this video. I've got a brand new battery that I put in, so I'm not worried about battery, and I've got plenty of space on my SD card, which is essentially like the film for the camera. So that isn't the issue. The issue is I don't want to sit through an hour's worth of footage editing it down. I'd really like to shut this thing down once in a while, but my fear is if I shut the camera down, then I'm going to miss something because I'm not familiar with this road. And I'd hate to miss like an awesome scenic thing. Now I can always circle back. That's a nice little pullover in the shade. I hope there's more of those, because I know there are pullovers, but I hope there are some in the shade. Now there's a river, you can't see it, but this road follows a couple of rivers actually. One is the Swift River as we get closer to our destination in North Conway. But then there's another river that's kind of a Native American name, Pemagwamscut or something like that. Well, I can see it on my GPS, I just can't see it well enough to read it. Okay, so we are now entering the White Mountain National Forest. I thought we were already in it, but I guess we were not. But now we are. Okay, here's a bridge over something, probably that river I was just referencing. Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. The parking lots for these trailheads are jam-packed. It's a beautiful day. It's a Sunday. When I'm shooting this, it's a Sunday, and so it makes sense that the trailheads would be packed. We're about 1,250 feet elevation. This rises and falls, but not severely. I don't recall that it does. When we get to Mount Washington, which is the next video I'll be scheduling, that's a different story altogether, because that's basically we're climbing a mountain. I don't know what the base elevation is for Mount Washington, but the summit is, I want to say the peak is like 6,200 feet. Oh, someone's going tubing. Someone's gonna have a good time today. Oh, awesome. Oh, Lamborghini. Oh, wow. A bunch of high-end sports cars. I know one of those was a Lamborghini. I think a couple may have been Ferraris, but I'm really not sure. So there's a cool river flowing right to our right. There are vantage points that pop up when you can see it easily. I'm going to have to make sure it looks like there's a couple of cool hairpin, well, certainly one awesome hairpin turn coming up. I don't know if you can see that. That's going to be pretty awesome. But it won't be as awesome as if we saw a moose crossing, or a black bear, or a white-tailed deer. But the moose would probably be the best. Alright, so it looks like this is a pretty good turn. This isn't the hairpin turn, or not the one that I pointed out earlier, but it's a good turn. I would not want to hit this at too high a speed, that's for sure. Oh, isn't that beautiful? We're almost at 2,000 feet, so we are climbing. Okay, so the hairpin turn is, as you can see on both of my maps, it's up ahead a little bit. It's not this turn, but it's coming up. And there's something called the Hancock Overlook. If that's pretty awesome, we might pull over. Hairpin turn, 20 miles per hour. Another Spyder. Awesome, RT. Okay, this must be, yeah, this is it. Beautiful. 2,400 feet and climbing. Oh, that's awesome. Elevation 2855, 28, oh no, I'm sorry, I think it said 2885, and we're pretty darn close to that. So is this something we should do? I'm going to pull in here. I missed the last overlook and I want to see this one. What are we doing here? Beautiful. I believe this is one of the newer Goldwings. How funny. Harley Davidson hat. Oh, there's two helmets. So maybe one says Goldwing and the other says Harley Davidson. Sharp looking bikes. I never had a bike like a Goldwing, a Harley. Kawasaki makes, or they used to make the Concours. I never had a big touring bike like that. All of my bikes have been either dual sport, sport touring, adventure. Similar, just a lot less heavy and probably a lot less capable in terms of touring, but they all had some varying degrees of off-road capability, and that's something that I spent a lot of time kind of like wrestling with that, because jumping to the Spyder ended the off-road capability completely. I will tell you, I want to enjoy the Kancamangus, but I'll just bring it up now. I think it would be pretty cool if Can-Am made, so they make a rally version of the Riker that I guess has, my understanding is the Rikers all have shaft drive, or at least the Rally Edition has shaft drive. So that takes away the issue with hitting rocks, hitting the, getting inside the drive belt cog. And they also have, I believe, either larger diameter wheels or at least somewhat off-road tires. What I'd love to see is Can-Am create a Spyder that has shaft drive, just one model, and charge the, like, make it like more expensive than the Sea to Sky, but put shaft drive on it. You've got to change the rake of the nose. Right now, if you bump into anything, whether it's a log, a curb in a street or whatever, before the tires hit, the nose hits because it's so low, and that gives you the advantage of having a huge frunk. But they've got to lift up that front raked whatever you call it, the nose of the thing. Maybe add an inch or two to the radius of the tires, give it a little slightly more off-road tires, and you've got to increase the ground clearance just a little bit. I've bottomed out on the Spyder twice now. Once I caught it on video. It was the video I was pulling out of the Ithaca City Cemetery, and there was a depression on the road on the left and on the right, so my two front tires went down into the depression and the belly bottomed out. And it also bottomed out, I think I was on the Zor Valley Road and I was moving at a good speed, and boom, I hit a bump and it just bottomed out. I don't know what kind of damage is on the belly. The thing's running, so I'm okay with it. But they'd have to increase the ground clearance just an inch or two. and call it, you know, the Spyder. You've got the Spyder RT, you've got the Spyder F3. Call it the Spyder, you know, RT Adventure, or the Spyder, you know, F3 Rally, or some crazy name or something, and just see how many you sell. I'd love to see that. Some of you know far more about the Spyders than I do. Please comment if you think that's a crazy idea. Explain why that's not a possible idea. I recognize retrofitting a shaft drive on this thing just for one model that you probably wouldn't sell a ton of would not be a simple matter. But again, I'm thinking charge more for it. So now we're dropping an elevation. We're now just below 2,000 feet. I have the Garmin set up on my map, but no destination. I have my phone set up with my hotel, a Hampton Inn in North Conway, and it's showing me 23 miles to the hotel. Now we pull out of the Kancamangus in Conway, and then we have a few miles to go to North Conway. So I'm guessing we're less than 20 miles from the end of this road. So I was speculating earlier on how many miles we have on the Kancamangus Highway, and I forgot that the phone, which I love, and the GPS does this too, but so it's 19 miles to my destination, which is my hotel, but you can see it says 14 miles to where 112 ends and 113 begins. So we've got 14 miles on the Kank. We're down to almost 1,200, just over 1,200 in elevation. See, that guy just gave me a wave like that. He just lifted up his hand. And on these twisty roads, I feel a lot more confident in not losing control of this motorcycle, because it's got 3 wheels, and not only does it have 3 wheels, but the front 2 are just super wide. The stance is very wide, so it's easy for me to shoot my hand off the wheel, and you've seen me with cruise control just go, you know, both hands off the wheel, because this thing is so sure-footed. And again, I know people talk about twitchiness with the Spyders. There's no twitchiness with this Spyder. And again, I don't know if that's my tires, the tire pressure. I don't know if that's the balancing. Maybe some of these are coming off the dealer showroom, not well balanced, but for all the little gripes I have for the little gremlins with the Spyder, jumpiness or twitchiness in the steering is not one of them. All of these these trailheads, they're all packed with overflow parking on the street. So it's a beautiful day for a hike, I'll tell you that. According to my phone, here's something up ahead. Some kind of osprey or hawk. Oh, that's not a good sign. Emergency vehicle. My guess is someone got in trouble on the trail. Poor hiker. Oh, another one. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought it was someone maybe sprained an ankle or something. A few adventure bikes. Awesome. Oh, another one. What do they have, a riot down on one of the trailheads? So folks, regarding my camera settings, just a refresher for both you and me. I've got 4K resolution, wide view, 60 frames per second, 60, and I changed the shutter speed to double that, so it's 1/120, which my understanding is the way it should work. And I've got an ND filter with a strength of 16, which is like a middleweight ND filter. See the river there? Oh, there's people in the, whoa. I don't know if you can see, there were a couple of kids kind of playing in the river. I don't think they're fishing. There's no one behind me. Well, I'm not going to be able to see them through the thickets there, but anyway, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the quality of this video. My one fear is that based on the last couple of videos that I shot, but with a different setting with 30 frames per second, my ND filter just wasn't strong enough. It was this filter, 16, but it wasn't strong enough. So I thought the next time I go out, I'm going to use 32. But because I changed, you know, the settings again from 30 to 60, my fear was that if I put a 32 strength ND filter, it'd be too dark. And for this trip, for this road, and also for the climb up Mount Washington, I need for that video to be good. So I think what I'm going to do, oh, a bunch of people in the river here. Oh shoot, can't see them, but like lots and lots of people in the river there. Oh, Spyder or Riker. What I might do, in fact, not what I might do, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna check into the hotel before I ride up Mount Washington, and to kind of clear my SD card, I'm gonna download the video that I shot this morning, which is, you may have already seen a couple of them. The, what is it? The tunnel video, the Big Dig video, the Lakes region video. We're really descending now. We're below 1,000 feet. The Lakes region video and this video, the Kancamangus video. Download that video and kind of give it a bird's eye view. Just look at a couple of clips to see. If I think I should use a stronger ND filter, I might go ahead and change it out. I just don't want to risk ruining the Mount Washington Valley, I'm sorry, the Mount Washington climb video, because that could be an epic video. I think we're gonna like exceed the cloud height, which could be pretty awesome. Okay, this is an instance where my GPS says I'm climbing. Well, now it says I'm descending. I guess maybe there's just a delay with GPS, because there have been a few instances where I could tell, like, I don't know if you could tell on the GoPro, but I'm descending right now. But the GPS was showing me, now right now it's showing me I'm descending. But there have been times when it said, no, you're climbing. And I wondered, I speculated on one of my recent videos whether that was an optical illusion based on the terrain of the, you know, the side of the road. Lower Falls Scenic Area. Looks like a lot of people at the Lower Falls Scenic Area. Oh my word! Oh, we're going back there, folks. Girls in bikinis. We're definitely going back there. You've got to see that, and my guess is that you, because I jerked my head so quickly, you didn't. I'm not parking here. I'm doing a quick U-ey here. No one's coming, because you've got to see that. And I don't mean the girls in the bikinis. I meant just all the people in the river. Look at them all. Look at them all. Holy mackerel. That is awesome. And who could blame them? Look at the falls there. I know I'm jerking my head around for this, but like, I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. Should I go down here? No. That's just a parking area. We're going to go by again. And I'm going to let these... Hopefully there's no one coming after this car. Because we want to get one more look. And again, not one more look at the girls in the bikinis, one more look at the people in the can you see that? Wow, that is awesome. No wonder why so many people are parked there. That almost made the whole video worthwhile. Okay, according to my iPhone GPS, we're 6 miles from the end of the Kancamangus. I'm letting the camera roll here. We've got enough battery juice. I know I've got enough room on my SD card, so I just don't want to miss anything. I will tell you, I'm very hot. Now this is weird. Spyder's saying 90 degrees. GPS is saying 55. How is that possible? It is absolutely not 55 degrees. We're less than 1,000 feet of elevation. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, and of course I don't have darn cell reception. Oh, I do. 78. So imagine your life depends on a forecast of temperature right now. The Spyder says 90. The iPhone, and oh, that's back in Tilton, which was at the beginning of the Kancamangus, so that's actually not here. That's not our current location. So we have no true source, and the temperature on the Garmin is saying 55. I'll bet you it's 55 degrees at the bottom of that river. Is it possible they have a temperature sensor at the bottom? I don't know where they get their data from, but that is weird. Oh, Spyder. $55 degrees. I wish. I am baking. The temperature cannot be dramatically different here from what it was in Tilton. So I'm guessing that the Spyder is doing what it usually does, and that is report almost 10 degrees higher, a couple of adventure bikes. And it's showing 88 right now. My guess is 78 is probably pretty close. If my life did depend on it, that's what I would guess, 78. I would not guess 95. If you have any theories on why my Garmin is telling me it's 55 degrees, please please share them in the comments. And even though we're not at the end of the video, I hope you've seen enough right now that I can ask you to like the video if you like it. I'm hoping. Now there's more to come. We still have 4+ miles. But if you do like the video, please hit like. If you don't subscribe, I do appreciate you watching the videos anyway, but I certainly would appreciate it if you would subscribe. But don't think that that's the signal that the video's over, because it is not. The GoPro's still running because I think we still have some cool views up ahead. Oh, that feels so good. You know, the beauty of the mesh jacket is when the wind is flowing through it, like it is right now, because I'm standing up and my windshield is far down as I can get it. It feels so good, especially in the shade. Oh my word. So my phone is telling me we're a mile, just 1/10 of a mile short of a mile from where we jumped from 112 to 113, which I believe is the point where the Kancamangus ends. I'm going to continue running this thing just in case. I don't want to miss anything cool, and I'll edit the heck out of this if there's nothing cool up ahead. So it doesn't look like there's a sign that says National Forest ahead. I think we have just ended the Kancamangus Highway. So folks, I'm going to cut it off here. If there's, oh, Saco Ranger Station. Should we go down here? You know what? We're going to go down here. I don't know what this is all about. And again, U.S. Department of Agriculture. I wonder if there was a turf war and the folks at Interior lost. If you know the answer to that, please, okay, I was thinking there'd be an overlook here to see the Swift River. And maybe there is on that side of the station. But folks, I'm going to cut it off here. Once again, I'll just say thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. The next video, which you'll see in a couple of days from this video, will be the Mount Washington, climbing Mount Washington video. And the one after that will be the Mount Washington Valley video. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.